don't know about you, but I am always looking for places to put more plants. I mean, in this little strip of garden bed, I've got over 50 species. Of course, I've got plenty of plants inside the house, but today I want to put some on the house. One thing that absolutely struck me when I first went to Europe was the beautiful, abundant and exuberant potted displays, dripping from pubs, sitting on doorsteps and hanging from windowsills. Little gardens filled with a diverse range of food, flowers and foliage. Today I want to make a window box to display a whole lot of different plants. And of course you can make them out of anything. You could hang a bucket or even just an old steel box. But I'm going to make this one out of some timber that I've of course found in my scrap pile. Now these were once a picket fence. You can see they're still painted on one side, but I put the plane over the top, took some paint off and discovered that they're this wonderful Australian hardwood underneath. This is what's known as native cypress pine or white pine. I think this is one of the most beautiful and valuable timbers we have, and so I never let it go to waste. The other timber I'm going to use is also known as cypress pine, but it is an exotic species. It's commonly called golden cypress or macrocarpa, which is its species name. It's also really durable above ground and it's a lovely lightweight timber, so that's going to make the sides of my box. Of course, when you make something yourself, you can custom make it exactly how you want. But with a window box, it is important to think about weight. You want to make sure that it's not too heavy. You can plant straight into the structure, but instead I am going to use some potted displays. And I'm going to use these 20 centimetre pots as my guide for the size. Always be a bit generous. And so that's about 700 mil, 70 centimetres long. I think that's going to be a great size for the display. And so now I've just got to cut my pickets to that size. So I've cut all the pieces to equal lengths, a number of the pickets and also these sides. And it's worth fussing a little bit to make sure that they are nice and square, because this is essentially a box. Now I'm just going to position these loosely and then secure them with some clamps before I can fix them to each other. I'm just securing the first pickets to the ends using a single screw and then ensuring they're really square. And then I'm using a nail to space each of the next pickets. This allows for a small amount of movement in the timber. So you can see that that box is pretty sturdy, but I'm just going to reinforce it a little bit further with some pieces of aluminium angle in these internal corners, and that'll mean this will stay rigid no matter what the weather. Now the box is ready to go, but I do need to put a base on it, and I'm going to use some pieces of galvanised mesh, which will last really well out in the weather. And I've cut them to size, so I just need to fit them on. And then I'm just going to use a couple more pickets to secure them. Well, you didn't think I was going to waste those, did you? Those little picket ends make fantastic handles for moving this around. The base is perfectly secure, so now it's time for a little bit of oil to help protect it from the weather. You've seen it a million times. It's the same old mix. It's linseed oil, 50-50 with terps. And now it is finally time for the best part, more plants. Now you can see, as usual, I have a lot of plants for a small space. I've got 3 pots that I'm going to create a number of different combinations in, and I'm going to jam the plants in. I want this to look really full and really beautiful. I'm going to put a mixture of food plants, things like some parsley. I've got a beautiful variegated oregano there, so I can lean out the window and snip them when I want, and also heaps of flowers. Kangaroo paws, I've got some little paper daisies and this magnet for bees, Bidens. And then, of course, I've got lots of grey foliage. So I'm going to pack them all in, get as many plants in here as I can, and hopefully it's going to look gorgeous. I want these plants to fly, so I'm using a really high quality potting mix with added fertiliser and about 1/3 perlite. I'm using quite a few larger plants to get a really instant effect, but a great way to do this is using tube stock. They're really cheap, there's a huge range of species available, and they'll fill out in no time. I've just fixed that to the window frame using some simple steel brackets. In a couple of weeks, when this fills out, it'll be absolutely beautiful, and it'll give me months of flowers and foliage to pick. And the benefit of having them in these little pots is that I can swap the display from season to season, or when something gets a little tired, I can rejuvenate it. For a few hours work and reusing some old timber, this is a project well worth a go.